Maths is awesome, maths is fun, maths is there for everyone. Welcome back, Year 9, for yet another exciting lesson of maths. Let's get into it. Right, straight into the examples. We're going to be looking at tossing two coins. Now, if we toss two coins, here are the results. The first coin could be heads or tails. The second coin could be heads or tails. It doesn't matter which coin's the first coin or which coin's the second coin, it's just arbitrary. Now, when you see HH, the first letter represents the first coin, the second letter represents the second coin. So, if I go to my next cell, TH means the first coin is tails, the second coin is heads. First coin is heads, second coin is tails. Or they're both tails. They're all the possibilities. Now, if you don't put the brackets around it and you don't put the commas, if you just write HH, TH, HT, TT, that's fine. I know what you mean and it's perfectly acceptable. Now, list the sample space. Well, the sample space means list the set of all possible answers. So you could get heads and heads, or heads and tails, or tails and heads, or tails and tails, or without the brackets and the commas, heads, 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 tails, tails, heads, tails, tails. So what's the probability of you getting tails first, then heads second? Well, there's only one way you can get tail first and head seconds out of the 4 different ways, so it's 1 out of 4. What's the probability that you would get one tail? Well, you can get one tail by getting a head first and then a tail. Or you can get one tail by getting a tail first and then a head. So there's 2 different ways to do it out of the 4 possible ways, which is a half if we cancel that down. So let's try our second example. Now this is a different example. 2 letters are chosen from the word happy without replacement. That's why it's different. Without replacement means you can't actually use the same letter twice. Imagine you were reaching into the bag that had the letters H-A-P-P-Y written on 5 cards. If you pull out a H and you keep it, when you reach back into the bag, you can't use H again. That's why H and H has a cross here. You can't use the H twice. This A you can't use twice. That's why there's a cross. The first P you can't use twice. The second P you can't use twice, and you can't use Y twice. What you could get was the letter A and the letter H when you picked out your 2 letters. Or you could get the letter P followed by the letter H. Remember, the first letter is P, the second letter would be H. You don't need to put the brackets and the commas. You could go AH, PH. This would be PH again because you've got 2 letter P's. YH, PA, PA, YA. And we go through. So first letter HP, AP, doesn't count, PP, YP, HP, AP, PP, and YP, HY, AY, PY, PY, and you can't use these diagonals, which means normally there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down, which is 25 different ways you can do it. We can't count these diagonal 5 ways, so if you count them, there's only 20 different ways you can do things here. Let's find the probability that the 2 letters chosen are both the letter P. Well, if they're both the letter P, that can happen there, or it can happen there. There's 2 different ways it can happen. There's only 2 spots on the table where you have a P followed by a P. So there's 2 ways out of the 20 ways, which cancels to 1 out of 10. What's the probability that at least one of the letters is a P? Well, I've highlighted every entry on the table where at least one of them is a P. And if I count the blue dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's 14 different possible ways you can get at least one P out of the 20. And that cancels to 7 out of 10. Well, time for you to enjoy. As always, it's maths, so it's gonna be fun. Bye for now.